Ladies and gentlemen, football fans, welcome to the live draw for the AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020. To set the stage for today's main event, here is a special message from the AFC General Secretary.
Participating member associations, football fans, members of the media, dear friends, these are indeed unprecedented times for everyone around the world. The COVID-19 pandemic is a defining health crisis of our time and the greatest challenge we have to ever face as a global community. Football, as with all major sporting events, has been greatly impacted by this crisis. And we recognize that the absence of football has taken a toll on all of you. I know everyone is eager for football to return. We know that many of you, our passionate fans of Asian football, have missed the unscripted drama and excitement that only football can bring. Members of the media are craving to describe the great comebacks and inspiring performances. And our players and teams are longing to return to the pitch, to compete against the best, and to entertain and excite their fans. Let's not forget our youth, whose passion for the game goes beyond the pitch. So many of whom have been keeping busy indoors with their classes online, spending their free time on their devices and virtual football, while waiting anxiously for the live action to return. Today, as we gather virtually in many have described as a new normal, we focus on you, our future generation. Slowly but surely, the sporting world is in the process of restarting. Today's draws for the Under-16, Under-19 Championship is another step towards our long-awaited reunion. But we must always remember the health and well-being of everyone must continue to remain our absolute priority. The road to resuming football requires everyone to do their part, to remain alert, vigilant, and ensure that all of us follow the guidelines put in place by the health experts and your local governments. There is still a long road ahead of us, and we will need to make some adjustments as we adapt to this new normal. In many ways, the reasons we love football and the values we learn from the game can be applied in helping us navigate this challenging time. The values of teamwork, discipline, resilience, and perseverance are all essential in ensuring we stage a successful comeback. We have said many times before, Asian football is the home to the world's largest stadium, and 2/3 of the world's young people are in Asia. The Under-16 Championship and the Under-19 Championships in Bahrain and Uzbekistan are about youth. They will once again set the perfect stage for Asian stars of tomorrow to showcase their undeniable promise and talent. Ahmad Khalil, Shinji Kagawa, Son Heung-min, and Kaveh Reza are global stars today. But for all of them, their journey to worldwide stardom began here in the AFC's age group competitions. I have no doubt that we will witness two captivating tournaments. On behalf of the AFC President, I would like to thank our hosts, the Bahrain Football Association and the Uzbekistan Football Association, for their incredible efforts in preparing for the tournaments, especially in these unprecedented times. And to all the fans and competing teams, you have been patient, and thanks to your continued efforts and the support, we have stood strong throughout this pandemic. I know you are raring for football to return, and as excited as we all are, just as in football, one momentary lapse will jeopardize our hard work and delay the much anticipated return. So we must continue to move forward with care, to break the chain and follow the guidelines. I wish all the teams the very best of luck in today's draw, and to everyone, please continue to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay active. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the final draw of the AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020, coming to you live from here at the AFC House in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. My name is Zhonghwan Won, and I'll be taking you through today's highly anticipated draw. Just a quick note, due to the COVID-19 global pandemic, today's draw is a closed-door event to ensure safety and well-being of all the members who are involved in the competition. Now, before we proceed any further, let's look at this special video showcasing the teams who will compete for the continental glory in Bahrain. The AFC youth competitions have made significant progress over the years, and now it's time to shift that attention to Bahrain, where the 16 Asia's top sides will gather and compete for a podium finish. Let's take a look at this video by the host nation, Bahrain, who promises to provide another captivating tournament for Asia. Now then, let's turn our attention to the eagerly awaited main event. But before, let's take a look how everything works by looking at this specially made draw mechanics video.
AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020 Draw Mechanism. 16 teams will participate in the AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020. They will be divided equally into 4 groups. Host Association. As the host association, Bahrain has automatically qualified for the competition. The following 11 member associations have qualified for the AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020 by virtue of finishing as group winners from the qualifiers competition in their respective groups. The following 4 member associations have qualified for the AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020 by virtue of finishing as best second-placed teams from the qualifiers competition among all groups according to the criteria stated in the competition regulations. Ranking of teams. Bahrain shall be placed as top seeding country as a host of the competition and followed by team ranking of AFC Under-16 Championship Malaysia 2018. Mode of competition. The 16 teams will be divided equally into 4 groups, and each group shall play a one-round league where each team in the group shall play one match against every other team. The top 2 teams in each group, 8 teams in total, will qualify to the knockout stage, quarterfinals, where the winners will qualify for the semi-finals before the final 2 teams compete for the coveted prize. The top 4 teams will qualify for the FIFA U17 World Cup to be held in 2021 as AFC representatives. Draw principles. There will be 4 country pots: Pot 1, Pot 2, Pot 3 and Pot 4. The teams shall be placed in Pot 1 to Pot 4 according to their rankings. Pot number of country pots represents the position that the teams shall be placed in the group. Teams from Pot 4, Pot 3, Pot 2 and Pot 1 shall be placed in positions 4, 3, 2 and 1 respectively in each group. The first, second, third and fourth ball drawn from each country pot shall be placed in groups A, B, C and D respectively. Draw mechanics. The draw will proceed in the following sequence: Pot 4, Pot 3, Pot 2, Pot 1. Pot 4. The first, second, third and fourth balls drawn shall be placed into positions A4, B4, C4 and D4 respectively. The same procedure applies to pots 3 and 2. Pot 1. Bahrain shall be drawn first and placed in A1 as the host of the competition. The second, third and fourth balls will be placed in positions B1, C1 and D1 respectively. This shall conclude the final draw for the AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020.
Now we're clear on how everything's going to work. To conduct the draw, I'd like to introduce today's draw conductor, AFC's Director of Competitions and Football Events, Mr. Shin Man-gil.
Thank you, Jong-won. Participating member associations and football families and respectful Asian football fans, members of media, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. I welcome everyone to online draw for AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020. The draw today is something special. We have stopped all AFC football matches in March, and since then, there has been a negative speculation that AFC may not be able to play any matches in 2020. The football weather is yet to be sky blue, but at least we can see the little light from a distance, with many of our MAs having started their domestic leagues from May successfully, or at least they are making a good plan to play their football in coming weeks. Starting from draw today, it is not very far from bringing football back to all of us, and AFC will make our best effort to shorten the waiting period and waiting time for each and every one of us. Now, without further delay, let me start the draw from Pot 4 as explained by draw mechanism video. In Pot 4, we have China, Uzbekistan, and Qatar and UAE. The first country from this pot will go to A4, that is Qatar. And the second country from pot 4 will go to B4, that is UAE. The third country that is going to C4, that is Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan was champion in 2012 and host of Under-19 Championship this year in October. And the last country from Pot 4 that is going to D4, that is China PR. 2 times champion in AFC Under-16 Championship in 1992 and 2004. Moving to Pot 3. In Pot 3, we have India, Islamic Republic of Iran, and Yemen and Saudi Arabia. The first country joining Qatar in A3, that is Islamic Republic of Iran. Champion of this competition in 2008, and they have won all the matches from qualifiers. And next country for the position of B3, that is Yemen. Yemen was runner-up in 2002 AFC Under-16 Championship UAE. And C3, that is India, quarterfinalist in last Under-16 Championship 2018. And finally, the last country in Pot 3 that is going to D3 is Saudi Arabia, 2 times champion of Under-16 AFC Championship in 1985 and 1988. Pot 2, where we have Australia, DPR Korea, Indonesia, and Oman. The first country will join Islamic Republic of Iran and Qatar, later Bahrain as A2, that is DPR Korea. 2 times champion of AFC Under-16 Championship in 2010 and 2014. The second country competing with Yemen and UAE, that is Oman, also 2 times champion in 1996 and 2000. The next one will be in C2 and later play against India and Uzbekistan, that is Australia. 3 times semi-finalist in the previous competitions, and Australia has won all the matches from the qualifiers. And the last country from Pot 2 that is going to D2 position, playing with Saudi and China, that is Indonesia. Semi-finalist in this competition in 1990, played in UAE. The last pot of the day, where we have Bahrain, Japan, Tajikistan, and Korea Republic. But as explained by draw video, we have put Bahrain into different color ball to identify it as the host to be placed in A1. Bahrain now will play with DPR Korea and Iran and Qatar in the group stage. Bahrain. With this grouping, the opening match of Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020 will be between Bahrain and Qatar. The second country from Pot 1 that will be in B1 position and play against Oman, Yemen, and UAE, that is Tajikistan. The runner-up in Under-16 Championship Malaysia 2018, and it has won all the matches from the qualifiers. 2 countries left, that is Korea and Japan. This country will go to Group C, position 1, to play against Australia, India, and Uzbekistan. That is Korea Republic. 2 times champion in 1986 and 2002, and semi-finalist in AFC Under-16 Championship, Malaysia 2018. Last country of the draw today, that is joining Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, and China, that is Japan. Defending champion of this competition, and Japan has won AFC Under-16 Championship 3 times in its history. This concludes the draw for AFC Under-16 Championship Bahrain 2020. I wish you all the best for the participating teams and see you in Bahrain. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Shin. Let me recap the draw results. So on Group A, we have our host nation Bahrain, DPR Korea, Islamic Republic Iran, and Qatar. Group B, we have Tajikistan, Oman, Yemen, and UAE. Group C, we have Korea Republic, Australia, India, and Uzbekistan. Finally, Group D, we have Japan, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, and China PR. Thank you all, and all the best to the participating teams in Bahrain later this year. May the matches continue to showcase the passion for football in Asia and be played in the spirit of fair play. Before we end this live show, I would like to let you know that this is not the end of today's event. Please stay tuned for the AFC Under-19 Championship Uzbekistan 2020 final draw, which is going to take place right here at AFC House at 4:30 p.m. That is 4:30 p.m. Malaysian time. So until then, bye-bye.